Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the General Purpose and Finance Committee meeting of Athletic Town Council, being held this evening, Monday the 17th of March 2025 at 6:30 p.m. I'm Councillor Andy Westby, deputising for Councillor Sam Taylor, who normally chairs this meeting, but can't be with us today. Apologies for absence. Item 2.
Yeah, Councillor S. Taylor and Councillor E. Tyler.
Okay, thank you. Item 3, any declarations of interest? No. Okay, thank you. Moving on. First, public participation. Any takers? No? Good. Thank you. Item 5, minutes of the meeting dated 17th of February 2025 for consideration of resolution. Anybody got any comments or observations? Councillor Bircham propose acceptance. Councillor Dalton second. All in favour?
Yeah.
Carried unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to item 6, the community cafe update. Who wants to do that?
Not much to update other than its continued success. I wasn't actually here for yesterday's CAF, but Councillors Fraser, Thwaites and Dalton were. I think they had 70 portions go out of the cottage pie that they were serving, 70 portions of cornflake tart. So yes, and also the Thursdays, the soup signposting and support, we have been able to use that session to help with household support funding applications, which so far has seen £12,000 collectively applied for by local residents in Attleborough that are pension age. That funding closes at the end of the month, so there's tomorrow and then the following Thursday for applications to be made if anyone is feeling the pinch.
Did you say 12,000?
1,200, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, 1,000.
I was having a moment.
Oh, maybe I did say it, but maybe the numbers. Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. 1,200.
I could say 12,000 is very, very impressive.
Yeah, if only. Yeah,
1,200 is not bad.
No, 1,200 is not too bad, I don't suppose, no. But yeah, so, and we've still got another 2 weeks that we can file applications. So it's literally, it doesn't matter whether you're on benefits or not. If you're pension aged and you are just feeling the pinch of the cost of living or your heating bills or, you know, food prices or, your general household expenses, then we can make an application.
Okay, thanks very much for that. Moving on to item 7, business awards update. Councillor Bircham.
Yeah, we've got our first intro meeting on this Friday at Chevron House. We've had a few RSVPs, haven't we, Sharon?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are in the stages of looking for a venue now, which I believe you're visiting a venue tomorrow with Jez.
Yep.
Right. And then we can work on the sponsorship packages in readiness for Friday's intro. Okay. That'd be an exciting opportunity for business.
Excellent.
If anyone wants to look at the proposed venue, or the venue that I'm looking at tomorrow, I've got that if you want to look at the end of the meeting.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you. Anybody got any comments on that or observations? No? Good idea.
Yeah. Very good idea.
Okay, moving on to item 8, councillor training, courses, costs and numbers.
Yeah, with regard to the food safety, I've had 2 councillors and myself who are going on the food safety course, so I have paid the fee, so those councillors should get a link from the Bretland Environment Health Officer very soon. I'd like mine hopefully as soon as possible, so I'd like to have that under my belt by the 20th. And then there is the information on here for what might be an idea is if we have the sort of like interest from councillors who wish to, who take part in voluntary work with our anything that we might be doing at any event. So you've got fire marshal training, emergency first aid training, and it might be an idea if we do get a collective of councillors who wish to do that, it might be more cost effective to get the company to come to us, which is obviously
For the first aid training.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got a quote for how much it would cost to get up to 10 delegates maximum, and then you've got either staff or councillors that will go. I believe our staff have already been on the emergency first aid and fire marshal, so it would be predominantly councillors,
Yeah.
or perhaps any volunteers who work with us as well.
I'd be actually doing the first aid.
Yes, I
Would
would
you?
as well.
Yeah,
You can put me down as well, please.
yeah. Andy, Nigel, Bruce, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sharon, could you put me down as well,
Yeah.
please?
Taylor. Yeah. First aid, lovely.
Did we make any inroads about whether we were talking about DVS checks, weren't we, as well? Did we make any further?
Yeah, I think we were going to talk to Daniel, weren't we? But I haven't managed to talk to you yet.
We can touch base on that.
Yeah,
That's fine, yeah.
but Daniel's
You
kind
read my mind. I knew
Yeah.
she was about to just say that.
I'm just thinking again, if we're involved with members of the public, we should
Yeah.
be squeaky.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, cool.
We can
Got to check
catch up
everybody then, doesn't it?
this week, yeah.
Exactly.
Super, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got anything more on that? No?
Wanna-
Is the food safety one closed now? Then, or-
No, I mean, basically, if you wanted to, I could pay again and then send you the link, but we have to pay £22 per councillor.
Right, okay.
Do you want to go on it?
Can you do it in your own time then? Or is it-
Yeah, it's
Is it-
online and you can actually, you don't even have to do it all at once. It's a 6-hour course.
Right,
And you can do increments, you can stop when you like,
Hmm.
just as long as you get through it after 6 hours. So you could do 2 hours here, 2
Yeah.
hours there.
you know, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Sharon, those that already have it, do you need certificates for files?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
Yes,
send
please.
them in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, lovely, thank you.
Sorry, Sharon, am I one of the 2 councillors that's registered? If
No.
I'm not, could I please?
Yes, yeah. I don't think you are, but I can put you with Andy, yeah. And that's for the,
That's
food
quite
safety.
reasonable though, isn't it?
Very
Very
good,
good,
very good,
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
reasonable.
And it's Breckland, recognised, which is
Mm.
good, yeah.
Okay,
Excellent.
excellent, thank you. Right, moving on to item 9, feedback from the book sale.
Oh, sorry, I
All looking at
wasn't
you.
expecting that.
I'm going to say from my experience, of it,
There's an amount that was raised.
Yeah.
I can say
Oh,
that.
okay,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I
Yeah,
was about to
it's-
pull up.
£348.90.
And do we know how much the WI raised as
I-
well?
I
Because that
didn't-
was without the bake sale,
I
wasn't
didn't have any
it?
feedback from them, but I can find out and then we
Yeah.
can also say that, yeah. Do you know if they said how much they raised on the cake? Yeah, no, okay, we'll find that out.
Yeah, thank you.
from my experience, I popped along on Saturday afternoon, it was a little bit disappointing, I must admit.
Yeah.
It was quiet, I thought.
Very
this time.
quiet, yeah, very quiet.
Yeah.
Vera was with me as well.
I wonder if we got our timing out of sync, maybe.
Yeah,
I think there was a burst of good weather. It's probably
Wow.
deterred
Unusual.
people.
Yeah.
Well,
you
I will
say
say
that
that.
though, but then on the Saturday morning, I popped in while Councillor Dale was doing it with Councillor Jay Taylor, and I think maybe,
And it's all like that.
oh yeah, maybe it was just Vera and John then. But that was absolutely heaving. There was loads of people in there. I went out and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe the amount of people are here. But it just seemed they all come at once.
Yeah.
And then obviously all dispelled and
Yeah.
I was
then there
there
was
from
like
about
a
12
huge
till
quiet
3,
spot.
and it
Yeah.
was really quiet.
But when you think about the books are 50p at the most,
Mm.
you just imagine how many books that sold.
Well, it's a lot of books
Yeah,
still, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Councillor Dalton.
Friday was actually fairly busy at good sections of the day as well. It did taper off towards the 6, 7 o'clock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. time.
So hit and miss maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's 700 plus books, isn't it? It's probably near 1,000 books, so, yeah.
If I may, sort of looking at from the outside in terms of the book storage, when they go back down to the chapel, which is a different subject, are they covered in any way? Because they are very, very grubby.
Okay, yeah,
And it's a fact of life. They're not stored in tight conditions, but they're not particularly pleasant if you go and rummaging through. We're just putting them out a bit sort of.
yeah,
If it's possible to get covered in some way,
okay, yeah.
just thinking out loud, if we
Yeah.
could,
Yeah.
that would be helpful.
It's a good point.
I think as well, this is something that we briefly touched on when we were setting the dates for the last one. And as well with the transportation from the chapel to the town hall, back from the town hall to the chapel both times. And I mean, it's a bit easier because they're put out in the boxes, but maybe if we had, you know, actually rather than just the cardboard boxes and nice boxes that they could be displayed in and then packed away in and stored in that were maybe slightly better or had a lid or a cover or something might help. If not, a cabin or something.
Something,
Even
because they
if
are
we
deteriorating.
had
Yeah.
something out the back here that was like, do you know what I mean, of a relative size that would be able to be used without obviously requiring any permissions or
Yes.
imposing on the car park too much, just to
Yeah.
save on that backwards towards travel as well. Because at the
Well,
moment we're relying on the ground staff.
Yeah,
If not, we
there's-
could just do it ourselves.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
factors,
true.
but say certainly in terms of presentation, they all come out and they look good. When you
Yeah.
start rummaging through them, you get that sort of,
Yeah,
I don't know how many times I wash my hands on Friday, Thursday night.
I do
It
think
was a
as
bit-
well,
fair comment.
it's 1 year, I'm looking at Councillor Dale, but other councillors might remember as well. There was like 1 year where there was a bit of a hard cold. I want to say that was like the early 2022, because I think I missed it and I've just had squid. So I want to say it was maybe the March 2022 book sale. There was like a real sort through of the books.
Yeah,
And I do wonder if, you know, we need to revisit that and if there's like a way of disposing of them. Can I address Councillor Dale? You don't mind?
Yeah, of course. you
Councillor Dale, do you know what happened to the books when that happened, where they went to? Did
There
they
was
just get
they had a
skipped?
real big cull. I think they went, I don't know if somebody came to get the paper waste or whether they were dumped. They were trying to get, they weren't worth having.
can.
Yeah.
RSPCA came and took a lot
Yeah,
because they can raise money.
Yeah.
dumped.
Can they?
Well, they,
And I wonder if we really need to, you know, find a suitable time to unpack them, sort through them, and actually have a massive cull and start afresh for the next book sale,
Yes.
because it can be done.
Yeah, fiction books have got an infinite life almost, but reference books and cookbooks and things like that, they've got a finite lifespan.
There are some very old prints, shall we say that?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
are probably very interesting,
Yeah,
but they are.
very, very limited market.
yeah.
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 I did buy quite a few boxes for the kitchen where we put some plastic. I don't know if they'd be suitable, would they?
I think they'd be too big to look through, wouldn't they?
Yes, they're a bit tall, aren't they?
Yeah, time you fill that up, you'll be a little.
Yeah, yeah. That's true.
There's a lot of people coming in and not actually buying anything, which
Yeah, that's
makes you think that
another
well, we had the books too long, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's probably the cold just for that reason.
Vera mentioned that, you said there's a lot of people coming in, looking around and not, going out empty-handed, which is a shame.
Yeah, maybe time for a bit of a go through then.
On the flip side, I'd like to record the fact that I've witnessed a number of people generously give the change, leave the change and things like that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
£3.50 became a £5 sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, people are very generous with that.
Yeah.
Can I just ask what we're going to do with the proceeds? I don't think we talked about that this time.
I don't think we have. So ordinarily, the proceeds in any effect go to the community, whether in the past it's been by topping up the grant funding pots
Yeah.
and go towards applications. And I think as well to put on community events.
Oh, yes.
So I don't know with the events working group and some of the things they're looking to do, if we could maybe, set that over towards their budget.
Okay.
But I think in any effect, that would need to be a council decision,
Full council,
but that is
Yeah.
kind of the sort of things we've done in the past.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Do you want that going full council?
Yeah, is that
Yes,
okay?
please,
Right, okay.
Okay, then moving on to item 10, fridge freezers, approval of costings,
This is
presumably
really,
for the kitchen refurb.
yeah. I mean, there's some choices here. I know that the sort of, you did want me to choose fridge freezers that had an equal, like, you know, the freezer wasn't too small and that's sort of like 50/50. So I've chosen them on that basis. The Indesit one that is the first one from Hughes, looks a reasonable price. And also what comes with that is also a tall larder fridge as well, Indesit. So that one there. So if you chose the Indesit one, they would match in the kitchen. They're silver, which I think would go with the kitchen, wouldn't it? Taylor? Silver.
Yeah.
But you can have white if you want. It doesn't really matter.
So we're looking at
Yeah.
a larder fridge and the fridge freezer.
Yeah.
As a pair.
Yeah. The fridge freezer is coming from the Spark Fund, I think. Anyway, so I'm really only asking for. I mean, obviously choice. I need to know what we're choosing, but the money side of things, the larder fridge is just all that the council's going to pay for. So it's up to you. Do you want the Indesit? Then you've got choice of the Bosch, all of which are good makes. Eco.
Is there a Bosch fridge freezer as well? Or is it just
There's a
is
Bosch.
there a larder fridge
Yeah,
as well?
fridge freezer. Yeah, Bosch. But that's much more expensive.
larder
The Bosch
fridge,
one
much
was
more
like 849, which is a bit eye-watering.
Yeah.
So to go with that and the Frosty fridge, that would be much more.
Yeah.
Having just got a Beco larder fridge from down the road, I can vouch for that.
Yeah,
It does exactly what it says on the tin.
yeah,
Can't really complain.
yeah. I mean, but the only trouble with the Beco one, there wasn't like a fridge. There wasn't a larger
Fridge
fridge
free.
that I could find that goes and sits next to that. So it looked a bit odd. So I just put a Fridge Master in there.
Indesit's a decent making.
Yeah, Indesit, I do rate them, I think. I think that was
It's sort of sensible mid-range price, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any comment?
So sorry, my meeting papers won't load.
Okay, yeah.
Can I just have a look at this?
Yeah.
Not industrial units, only sort of
Standard.
standard.
Yeah.
household.
Sorry.
You've got plenty of
Okay, in my
cupboard space
case,
as such. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if the Indesits are of the same energy rating as the others, then I don't see why we wouldn't go for the Indesits.
Fair point.
You get a decent guarantee as well.
It's just that there's nothing on the paperwork.
Oh, I've got
So-
that, yeah.
So if you've got the energy rating, that'd be good.
To be honest, that's why I mentioned the Beco, got a 10-year warranty
So-
for that.
Energy
10.
efficiency E,
Which is the same as the Bosch, I think it is, or the,
yeah.
yes, it's the Bosch.
So, sorry, so this is just the fridge, yeah?
That's the fridge freezer.
That's the fridge
Fridge freezer.
freezer.
And that is, it's got
That's-
it all in one door, yeah.
The larder,
I
the larder.
couldn't
Okay.
get a shot with the door shut.
But it's the same.
But it's the same, it'll
Yeah.
match, yeah.
Okay.
Energy efficient, yeah, they're all E. I'm just looking at Eco now.
None of
Yeah,
them are
that's
great.
also
They're all,
E.
they're all E's.
They're all E, yeah,
They're all the same,
yeah.
unfortunately.
What's that one? That is the,
That is quite typical, isn't it? though?
It is.
Because I looked and I was quite
yeah, they're all
surprised
E.
how poor a lot of the energy rates were.
Seems to be an industry standard, shall we say.
Yeah.
All probably the same thing with different badges.
Yeah.
And I also tried to choose them where they were like 55 centimetres or more, so that they'll fit nicely and snugly into the gap. Yeah.
In terms of aesthetics, it's a fridge is a fridge is a fridge.
Mm.
It's what's going to be the most efficient, none of them,
Yeah,
but which we're going to get the better deal on.
they are all E.
Best use for space as well.
Yeah.
And Hughes, they can do almost next day delivery, I think. So
I think I waited 2 days for mine.
did you? Yeah, that was good. Oh.
Anybody got any proposals? Or?
So we're just looking at, sorry, the fridge, we're looking at not the fridge freezer.
Fridge,
All the way
the
around.
larder fridge and the fridge freezer we need because there's a gap
Yeah,
for
but
each.
we're supplying one,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah, but you obviously still.
We're
need
getting
to
both, but
make
we've got
choice.
councillors only paying for one.
Sorry, yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Councillor,
I would look to go with the Inditex.
Yeah.
And
we've
for the
both agreed.
aesthetics, we just make sure one of the doors swings the other way
Yeah.
so that you can open
I-
from the middle, so
I'd
they're in
agree
there.
Yeah,
Quite happy with that.
okay, all in favour?
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
lovely.
Item 11, the old library, view from committee on future uses.
That's an open discussion really because you want to skip the background.
Well, I was just going to say,
Absolutely.
you weren't at the last ADP meeting, were you?
No,
No. So at the last ADP meeting, when comment was made on the old library site, the representatives that were attending from Norfolk County Council were a little bit, I don't know what the word is, but seemed open-minded to its future. So obviously in previous meetings, we'd said, like opposing obviously the current proposals to house Norfolk trading standards, that we would just inquire whether or not they'd be happy to dispose of the asset. My view is, if they seemed open-minded to it, that we should pursue that and at least ask the question and see what answer we receive.
Do you want to, because have you got any more news on that, Megan?
Yeah, so I contacted the officer who was in attendance from county. I'm in the process of organising a meeting, so that would be with all councillors at town council level, ward members, and I would also invite the county representative to attend as well. And I've asked them who the most appropriate person would be from a county point of view, whether it be property, trading standards, etc., who could attend. I'm hopefully going to receive an answer about who will be attending from county this week, but I asked Sharon to put this on the agenda to see what views councillors had in terms of what, if it's offered to be disposed of, as Taylor said, what usage you would want to bring forward for that asset, and whether you would consider potentially, obviously in principle, looking at either having it leased from county or whether you would agree to purchase it if that is put on the table.
Councillor Taylor?
I think both would be dependent on the price, wouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So
Significant cost.
I think in any case, whether it was lease or to purchase, it would depend on the price tag. And I think that usage as well, I think there's quite a lot of possibility there given the size and scale of the site and the location. But in any effect, it would be something that would be a far better use to the community than what is currently proposed. That's safe to say.
Any other comments?
Yeah, go for it. I'm all for the meeting. Yeah, let's get the discussions underway and let's move on.
That's always the first step, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for pushing that forward, so that's useful.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Item 12, update from the events working group and to consider a budget for upcoming events. Councillor Burton, presumably.
Yeah, we had a meeting planned, didn't we, Sharon, for the events working group, but that kind of, the councillors weren't available, so we've rearranged that, or yet to be rearranged.
Yeah.
We will then meet and discuss the events of the year. We did have a discussion about the possibility of considering a budget, so then at least we know a budget range for any events.
I mean, for the next year,
If you touch on meeting.
there is in the events category specifically, there is £1,000 I think I've allocated. And obviously when it comes to like the civic reception, you've got 500 allocated, and civic allowances is also 500. So there is adequate there. The cinema event, because that's obviously quite a big one, we have got that budgeted in the precept, so that's 6,000. And then obviously I don't think there's, you need some budget. And then you can just see how you go through the year. But if, for instance, if there was a further need for expenses, you've also got a contingency of, for next year it'll be 10,000, but at the moment we haven't spent a contingency of 12,500 this year. And you've also got an admin contingency as well of 1,000, which might come in handy for printing and stuff. So there's quite a lot to fall back on. I just wanted to reassure you that you mustn't worry if you want to put the events on. We have got budgets that we can access,
Councillor Thwaites.
If I could, I think it's a point that Leslie made about the newslettery type thing that we used to do. If we're structuring this thing now, it's having a proper budget behind it. Forgive me if I'm wrong with that, but can we maybe do something as an events calendar for the year, once a year possibly?
Well, on the papers, we have got the calendar, it's like very raw, but it does give you in date order what we have got.
Okay.
So I think that is in this papers, isn't it? Yeah. It's probably on the back of one of those fridges. Yeah. And then we thought that that's a really good idea to do that, because if we have to add any events, then we can see what's on. We tried to put some that are in the vicinity so that we don't also clash with, like, for instance, the old Buckingham Balloon Festival and things like that. So but it's kind of it's filling up.
Yeah.
But that needs to be condensed somehow and put on the website, and I think it's on the calendar. That should be being put on as we speak. So
Yeah,
no. Yeah, the time. Yeah, if it doesn't say a time, it's because the times haven't been set. But somewhere where it's possible, we will put the times on.
I'm just thinking ahead as well for people who don't have access to the internet.
Yeah, well,
I know we can put flyers up.
easily go on the notice boards.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, if it's like most of it is over the course of the summer, isn't it?
Yeah.
So once things start to firm up a little bit, perhaps we could do a what's on this summer, or
It doesn't have to be flash. It just needs to be, this is what's happening in your community. Just
and just
something.
even if it's just a double-sided A5 or A4 or something that we can circulate, or even just get a pile in obvious places, in the library, the doctors.
Yeah, like it.
Yes, Don.
During the book sale, a number of residents from Holly Court said that they don't use internet because of their age and things like that. So they would like us to put up on, or get put up on their notice board, any sets of dates. And on the back of that, we probably need to look at a date for the next book sale.
Yes.
In the autumn.
It's usually October, isn't it?
Yes, it usually is. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll try and set one for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Nicely in advance.
Any more comments? No. Okie dokie. Moving on to item 13, second public participation. Any takers? Councillor Dale.
To be totally boring, I want to go back to the book sale. I was here from 10:15 till 3:30. There were people that did come and help. But I reiterate a lot of the things that were said about the books being grubby. You washed your hands once, and I can understand if people are looking through them. Do you want to take that into your house? So we need to look at something like that. Somebody else said there were more people walking out not buying books than I've ever seen before, and I've been doing it for a number of years. And Saturday afternoon, there were periods of time where there was nobody in the hall, or just one or two people, and that's never, ever happened before. We had a rush in the morning, and after that. But having said that, there were people that took bagfuls of books home, so, they got a lot out of it. But from my point of view, having done it for a number of years, I thought it was totally disappointing, and it shows that by the money that's been raised this time, where, in the past we've raised quite a lot. It's gone back into the community, and that's where it should go, in my opinion. But I really was disappointed in the lack of support we've had this time. We've always had support from the community, and I don't know why this time it was so different. So that's my rave over.
No, I was with you for 3 hours over that period of time, and I wholeheartedly agree. I think we were beaten to some extent by the first bout of decent weather of the year, which it's never going to help for an indoor event.
Vera, do you think, from your point of view, I can take into account what you said there about the time we've done it, did we not give ourselves enough warning, do you think, to get it out and about? It seemed quite short notice.
Yes, I do agree with you. I do agree. And I had 1 or 2 people say afterwards, well, I didn't even know it was on. Normally it's advertised everywhere. So, yes.
Just to bear in mind for next time.
So,
Anybody else? No? Okay, thank you. Item 14, items for the next agenda. Usual rolling items.
Probably, yeah,
Roll over.
yeah. I haven't got anything in mind.
Anybody got anything specific they've got a burning desire to see discussed?
We'll come to the old library at some point, won't we?
No? On that note, thank you very much and declare the meeting closed. Thank you.